You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. For more great content, including bonus videos of events in and around Paris, please join us on Patreon. Hello, and welcome back to Don't Miss This, your weekly roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, the creator and founder of the Paris Underground Radio Podcast Network. Welcome to the Season 5 finale of Don't Miss This. Never fear, if you can't go a week without knowing what's happening in Paris, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio, where I'll be putting out an episode every Sunday as per usual while we're on break. As for this week, well, this week is an art lover's dream. We begin with two beloved superstars of the art world and end with a pirate's bounty. In between, we'll regenerate with art, connect money to art, strip down naked for art, and set the Louvre on fire. Go within, explore the science of imaginary solutions, make surrealism feminine, and so much more. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, March 26th through Saturday, April 1st, 2023. This week marks the start of one of the most anticipated exhibits of the year, Marais Degas at the Musée d'Orsay, which, as you can likely guess, will feature the work of Edouard Manet and Edgar Degas in what Time Out magazine calls the impressionistic equivalent of a Beyoncé Jay-Z concert. Quote, Manet is a precursor and an independent, refusing academic codes, ignoring the fashions of his time. With his paintings and his choice of subjects, Manet became accustomed to scandals. He regularly shocked the small art world of his time. For his part, Degas joined the ranks of young avant-garde artists. The diversity and richness of his subjects and his working techniques mean that the artist can never be completely categorized in a single box. However, he remains very close to the Impressionists and their salons. End quote. For this and many other reasons, the two men enjoyed a tumultuous, lifelong friendship. This exhibit will show their work side by side, so you can see what traits they share and where they differ. Marais Degas will be at the Musée d'Orsay from Tuesday, March 28th through July 23rd. For more information, please visit musée-orsay.fr. That's musee-orsay.fr. So, we've started this week off on the right foot, but let's turn this hint of art into a full-blown festival. Also beginning on Tuesday, March 28th, is the very second edition of Regeneration, and that's spelled R-E period, all caps, Génération, which is why I'm saying it weirdly like that, because I'm trying to express the spelling with my voice. I don't know. Anyway, it's an artistic festival featuring dance, theater, music, film, and visual arts in Paris's oft-neglected 14th arrondissement. For 37 days, you can view more than 20 artistic projects in 10 different venues, and the idea behind the Regeneration Festival is to stoke a regeneration of culture, which suffered so deeply during the pandemic. In this year's edition, you'll find concerts and recitals in majestic chapels, crumping in the Giacometti Institute, tightrope walking in theaters, and a whole lot more. The Regeneration Festival will take place throughout the 14th arrondissement from Tuesday, March 28th through April 24th. Tickets range from €1 to €25, and more information, including the full program, can be found at theatre14.fr. That's THEATRE14.fr. Have you heard of pataphysics? Pataphysics is the science of imaginary solutions and was created by writer Alfred Jarry. And a new exhibit at the Carnavalet Museum invites you to discover how Paris herself is pataphysical. In Paris et Pataphysique, architect and designer Philip Stark will lead us through some of Paris's most popular monuments to help us see them in a new light. Quote, the beautiful and the bizarre, power and loneliness, dreams and nightmares, celebration and silence. All emotions, all opposites are found in this exhibition to show us a different, almost mystical Paris, end quote. Paris et Pataphysique will be at the Musée Carnavalet from Wednesday, March 29th through August 27th, and more information can be found at carnavalet.paris.fr. That's carnavalet.paris.fr. Manet, Degas, Stark. Shall I name drop one more time? How about that guy with the famous handlebar mustache who believed that all that is contradictory creates life? That's right, I'm talking about Salvador Dali, the star of a new exhibit at the Galeria Mayoral titled Dali, Ultra Local, Ultra Global. This title, and the theme of the exhibit, refers to the fact that Dali was deeply attached to his Catalan roots, often drawing on his origins, childhood, and region for inspiration, but was also deeply invested in his international career and travels, without which his style would never have evolved. In this exhibit, you'll find a selection of Dali's paintings, sculptures, photographs, and art installations, and highlights include a study sheet produced during Dali's collaboration with Walt Disney and a reconstruction of one of Dali's most famous happenings. Dali, Ultra Local, Ultra Global, will be at the Galeria Mayoral from Wednesday, March 29th through May 27th, and is free to attend. For more information, please visit galeriamayoral.com. That's GALERIAMAYORAL.com. Have you ever been curious about the people behind the Louvre Museum? Those whose specialized skills and expert preservation techniques make this world-renowned museum what it is? Well, beginning on Wednesday, you can take part in the Journée Européenne des Métiers d'Art, or European Crafts Days. This is the perfect occasion to discover the artistry of the craftsmen that bring the museum and its art to life. So, what can you expect? Well, 3 documentary films about the trades of tapestry, metalwork, and painting will be continuously streamed in the forum, and you can take guided tours of the museum's workshops. In these tours, you'll have the chance to visit different workshops, including those for marble work, gilded framing, garden and decor painting, museographic supports, installations, joinery and cabinet work, lighting, metalwork, and tapestry. You can also meet the 120 people who work in these workshops. The Journée Européenne des Métiers d'Art will come to the Louvre from Wednesday, March 29th through Sunday, April 2nd. The films are free with museum tickets and the workshops are free upon reservation, but do not include access to the museum. For more information and to make reservations, please visit louvre.fr. That's LOUVRE.fr. If you're interested in learning about the history of the Louvre and not just its art, you may be interested in a new exhibit opening at the National Archives on that very same day. This exhibit, entitled Louis XVI, Marie-Antoinette et la Révolution, will retrace the daily life of the royal family from their departure from Versailles to their time in the Tuileries Palace, through to the abolition of the monarchy and the establishment of the First Republic. This exhibit focuses on those 1,000 days, from 1789 to 1792, and you'll find 100 paintings, drawings, documents, letters, and engravings, as well as some furniture from the 18th century. You'll gain an understanding of the significant political tension that shook France and its major players, as well as the hopes and fears of the royal family, and the reaction from the public, torn between their monarchy and a new republic. Some of the highlights of this exhibit include Louis XVI's diary from the years 1791 to 1792, the King's political manifesto to the French, a rarely shown portrait of Marie Antoinette, and the Queen's correspondence with the Count of Fersen, including coded and encrypted letters, whose content will finally be revealed. Louis XVI, Marie-Antoinette et la Révolution will be at the Archives Nationales from Wednesday, March 29th through November 6th and is free to attend. For more information, please visit archives-nationales.couture.gouv.fr. That's archives-nationales.culture.gouv.fr. As if we haven't already been spoiled for choice this week, this Thursday is an excellent day for art lovers. Among its many artistic offerings is the illustrious 25th anniversary of Art Paris, which will take place this year at the Grand Palais Éphémère. And the theme for this year's special occasion is de l'engagement et de l'exil, or commitment and exile. Here you'll find 134 modern and contemporary art galleries represented, showcasing the work of more than 900 artists from 25 countries. In addition to the many galleries to discover, you'll find around 15 exhibits scattered throughout the fair, which will highlight the work of both big names in modern and contemporary art, as well as emerging talents. There's also a promesse, or promises section, where 9 young international galleries will present 3 of their artists each. Art Paris will be at the Grand Palais Éphémère from Friday, March 30th through Sunday, April 2nd, and tickets start at €14. For more information, including multi-day passes, please visit artparis.com. If Art Paris teaches us nothing else, we know that art makes money. But what about when money is art? The new exhibit, L'argent dans l'art at la Monnaie de Paris, will explore the representation of money in art and how that representation has evolved over time, from antiquity to the present day. In ancient art, for example, gold was used in mythical and religious paintings, like in the myth of Danae and the golden calf in the Bible. While in the 20th century, the representation of money took a more political turn. Here, in total, you'll find more than 200 pieces from various periods and places, highlighting the relationships between art, artist, society, and money, as well as a selection of films that will be shown both inside the museum and in its courtyards. L'argent dans l'art will be at La Monnaie de Paris from Thursday, March 30th through September 24th, and tickets are €12. For more information, please visit monnaideparis.fr. That's MONNAIEDEPARIS.fr. Here Comes the Sun is the title of a new spring exhibition at the Cole Gallery, which will showcase 8 artists, including 3 newcomers to Paris. Each of these artists will be presenting brand new art pieces, and the artists whose work you may already know are Korean artist Ota, Ben Cooney, Matt Belk, Yusuf Aina, and Ludovic Meyer. But the newcomers, who are the newcomers? Well, first you have French artist Virginie Huchet, whose paintings, sculptures, and performances are often inspired by nature, the body, and living, and are characterized by strange shapes and bright colors that escape classical geometry. Then there's American Andy Rementer, who has developed a mysterious and colorful visual universe through his pieces on canvas, paper, and in sculptures. And last, there's Beltek. About him, the website only says Indonesian artist. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Here Comes the Sun will be at the Cole Gallery from Thursday, March 30th through April 22nd and is free to attend. The opening night vernissage is scheduled for Thursday, March 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information, please visit colegallery.com. That's COHLEGALLERY.com. Does French culture sometimes leave you scratching your head? Well, you might enjoy listening to our sister podcast, Navigating the French, hosted by journalist Emily Monaco. Each episode focuses on a different word in the French language, and Emily is joined by an expert who will help explore what that word says about French culture. Listen now to Navigating the French on ParisUndergroundRadio.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't miss this. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This. Okay, so we've talked a lot about art this week. How would you like to get involved yourself? Studio Eden in Paris's 3rd arrondissement is inviting you to strike a pose for photographer Eden Wizen, who is aiming to create a large photographic series to be exhibited all over the world. Oh, right. To strike a pose nude, I meant to say. Can't forget to include that. So, you too can participate in Un anonyme nu dans le salon, a project he started 14 years ago, in order to create, quote, a huge bank of portraits of men and women of today who have agreed to show themselves as they are to exacerbate the true authenticity of each of his models, breaking their possible masks, exposing through each of them the simple and naked beauty of human nature, end quote. So far, nearly 3,000 people have been photographed for 14 different collections, and his next collection is titled The Boomer Collection. Un anonyme nu dans le salon will be at the Studio Eden beginning on Thursday, March 30th, and you can find more information at studio-eden.fr. That's studio-idan.fr. Are you ready to take a journey within? A new exhibit, Voyage vers l'intérieur at the Museum of Modern Art, will take you through the visionary landscape of Norwegian artist Anna Eva Bergman. Although she was an emblematic figure of the post-war period, this contemporary painter remains poorly known to the European public. This retrospective will help remedy that, and you'll have the chance to discover more than 200 of her pieces, including several photographs, drawings, archival documents, and unpublished works, as well as the abstract landscapes made using gold and silver leaf she's best known for. Voyage vers l'intérieur will be at the Musée d'Art Moderne de Paris from Friday, March 31st through July 16th, and more information can be found at mam.paris.fr. When we think of surrealist painters, the artists who come to mind are likely people like Dali, Miro, Magritte, Ernst. And that's fine, we're not wrong. But do you know what is wrong? The distinct lack of women on this list. And this is something, luckily, that the Musée de Montmartre is aiming to correct with their new exhibit, Surrealism au féminin. In this exhibit, no fewer than 50 women will be highlighted, with nearly 150 pieces on display. You'll find drawings, photographs, sculptures, literature, and movies that will take you around the world and beyond heterosexual norms and borders. There will be 7 main themes, including metamorphosis, nature, seduction and plural femininity, chimeras, architecture, interior nights, and abstractions. Discover the work of artists like Claude Cahun, Dora Maar, Lee Miller, Grace Palithorpe, and Franziska Clausen, and give them their earned place in the annals of history. Surrealisme au féminin will be at the Musée de Montmartre from Friday, March 31st through September 10th, and full price tickets are €15. For more information, please visit museedemontmartre.fr. That's museedemontmartre.fr. Did you know that for nearly 200 years, the Louvre would invite painters, poets, sculptors, and musicians to live and create there? In total, more than 300 people have had this honor. And this year, 200 years later, the most visited museum in the world is bringing this tradition back. For this first edition, the rock group Feu Chateauton, quote, unanimously recognized as the rising star of a new French musical scene, end quote, will partake in a 2-month creative residency. So what do you get out of this residency? Well, I'm glad you asked. Beginning on Friday, March 31st, and then for the next 3 Fridays, the group will perform a series of nomadic concerts throughout the rooms of the museum to bring music and art into conversation while you listen. On Monday, May 22nd, Feu Chateauton will hold a masterclass that will take you behind the scenes of their creative process. And then, as if that weren't enough, to give their residency its grand finale, Feu Chateauton will present the fruits of their labor in 3 concerts performed in the Louvre's auditorium on May 22nd, 23rd, and 25th. Feu Chateauton will be at the Louvre from Friday, March 31st through May 25th, and more information can be found at louvre.fr. That's louvre.fr. Grab your favorite tiny umbrella and let's head over to the Parc Floral for Rumfest 2023. This year, you'll find 150 brands from 45 different countries, from South Africa to Brazil to Jamaica to the US to Vietnam. You can sip cocktails and various tastings, discover surprising rum and food pairings, treat yourself to Afro-Caribbean and Latin American cuisines from local food trucks, and partake in innovative masterclasses. Rumfest 2023 will be held at the Parc Floral Vincennes from Saturday, April 1st through Monday, April 3rd, although the 3rd is reserved solely for professionals. For more information, including programming and ticketing, please visit rumfestparis.com. And rum is spelled R-H-U-M. Well, that's it for Season 5 of Don't Miss This. I'll be back with another ad-free episode next week and every week during the break over on Patreon, and right back here with Season 6 in May. If you like this podcast, don't forget to rate and review it wherever you listen to podcasts. This is the fastest and easiest way to help me attract more listeners, because the more subscribers we have, the more we can grow, and the more opportunities I'll have to share with you. If you really want to be supportive, Patreon is a great way to help. Not only will you get weekly Don't Miss This episodes, but you'll get weekly videos of insider views of some of the best exhibits happening in Paris right now that we talk about on this podcast, as well as access to our fabulous book club. Find all that information on patreon.com/Paris Underground Radio. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria. That's JennyPhoria. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.